The Jets, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Even Drake May got knocked out of the game, and average ayahuasca Aaron Rodgers, you got no one to blame but yourself. I mean, the defense hasn't been great also, but average Aaron Rodgers, you got no one to blame but your bad attitude and your fucking self. What are you going to say on ESPN this week? What are you going to say? Go back to not speaking. Aaron Rodgers, you were winning when you weren't speaking. And like I said, I won my money league. I prayed all Saturday for there to be a shootout in Arizona versus Miami, and my dreams came true. Kyler, Achian, Tariq the Freak, they all did their thing. I'm glad Tua is back. Stay healthy. Slide. Get on your Ricky Henderson shit. Get on your Pete Rose shit. Slide. Boom, have no fear. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. Biggity boom, have no fear. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is in the place to be on today's booming, high-flying I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. I voted, and I voted early on a whim. And I suggest you do it also. It's easy, smooth, easy, no problemo. Plus, I kicked some ass in my fantasy football league, and the NBA is underway, and the NFL is in full bloom. All that and more in a hard-hitting, high-flying. It's hard-hitting, and it's high-flying, and a fully disruptive I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast coming up right now. Miles Jordan, a.k.a. the Bleach Brothers, a.k.a. the Dust Brothers. Stickity start this puppy with something real nice. Stickity start this puppy with something real loud. But most importantly, start this puppy off with something real funky. Miles, give me something. Dig in the crates. Give me something real funky. It's I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Let's go, baby. Boom, have no fear. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. Biggity boom, have no fear. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is in the place to be. Boom. My name is Michael Rapaport, a.k.a. the Inflamed Ashkenazi, a.k.a. the Sultan of Sniff, a.k.a. the Gringo Mandingo, a.k.a. the Raging Bullshitter, a.k.a. Mr. New York, and this is the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast coming live and direct from New York. Welcome to the Iron Dome of Disruption. That's what we call it. Welcome to the Ziggity Zone of Disruption. That's what we call it. Hope everybody's feeling real safe. Hope everybody's feeling really sane. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast coming right at you. Boom. Super duper hard body karate. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast in the place to be. We are a week away, ladies and gentlemen. We are a week away from election 2024. Oh my goodness. It's finally here. It's literally like Christmas or Christmas gone bad. Before we get into election week 2024, before we get into my early voting experience, remember, election week 2024, I will be in Indianapolis. I'm going to be in Indianapolis next week, November 7th. Wish me luck. I'll be in Chicago, November 8th. Wish me luck. I'll be in Boston, November 21st. Wish me luck. Well, you don't have to wish me so much luck, those shows. But wish me luck next week, the 7th, the 8th, Indianapolis, Chicago, Boston the 21st, Ridgefield, Connecticut. I believe that might be sold out. 22nd, Toronto. I believe that's sold out. And then LA, California, the 6th. I got shows set up for next year, but who's thinking about next year? But I have a great show set up for New York City, which I'm very excited about. But nobody is thinking about next year. The only thing on everybody's mind across the board is November 5th. Get out there and fucking vote. Vote early. Avoid the lines. Avoid the crowds. Avoid the chaos. I voted today at a school around the corner from my block. I didn't even know it existed. I had my plans of voting on the 5th, but my wife was like, yo, I just voted. There's no one here. I walked by and I was like, fuck it. She said, come by and meet me. I was like, fuck it. I went into this high school, literally one high school in my neighborhood I never went to. Every other high school, junior high school, I went to and I got kicked out. That's a fact. But I don't even know the name of this school. But I went into this school, met my wife, Rapaport, the co-host of Rapaport's Reality. I don't know if you guys listen to Rapaport's Reality. You really should listen to Rapaport's Reality, because even though we lean into reality TV, it's far from the only thing we discuss. We banter, we go back and forth, we talk about the thrill of victory, the highs, lows of our relationship in a funny, lighthearted, curated way. And we obviously talk about our reality TV shows. We talk about popular culture. We talk shit. It's really just another shit-talking podcast, but a different color, a different hue. Rapaport's Reality, of course, available every Wednesday on all podcast platforms, But my wife, Kibi, I'll say I'm the co-host. She's the host. I'm the co-host. You got to say it, even though we're both, whatever. It doesn't matter. So we went into this school and there was like some band playing, not for the voting. It was like music class. They're playing, I don't know. They're playing some shit. They're playing little beats, and a couple of them like, oh shit, Michael Rapaport, what are you doing? I was, what do you mean? What am I? Listen, you little shit. I'm here to vote. Focus on your class, because the way this band sounds, you don't need to be worried about what I'm doing here and why I'm here. I know it's exciting. Big star in your school randomly. But pay attention to your horns, and they had like drums in there, because you guys sound like shit. I didn't say all that, but I was thinking that just mind your business. I would never speak to an adult. Yes, I would. That's a lie. That's a fucking lie. If I was in high school and a big famous actor like myself came in there, I would be like, oh shit, there's whoever the fuck. Dustin Hoffman walks in the class. I'd be like, what the fuck? Anyway, you go into this room. They go, they have the voting. It's, second floor. You got to walk up the stairs. And it's like, let me tell you something. It's like a fucking old age home in there. Listen, thank you for your service. Thank you for your time. These are volunteers. But I hope they had a medic. I hope they have medics in these voting centers, because people are in there. They ain't looking so good. And again, listen, a lot of these older people, they were sprightly, but there were a few of them in there. I'm like, do you know where you are, sir? Like, do you have any idea where you are and why you're here? I'm talking about the volunteers that are lining you up and all that stuff. Anyway, they give you this ginormous piece of paper, this voting slip. And, they give you a pen after they check you. They checked my ID, as they should. I mean, as they fucking should. This whole idea of voter ID, not voter ID, or ID, as they should. I'm flying all over the place. I'm TSA pre plus clear. They got facial recognition. You got to whip that fucking ID out at least 2 times before you get on that puppy. At least 2 times. Photographs and all that shit. So I go in there, this older guy, I'm telling you, this guy, Dawn of the Dead shit. My man was hanging on for dear life. I whipped out my ID. He said, Mr. Rapaport, where do you live? I said, ba. He gives me the big piece of paper, and then they got these makeshift things you stand in and you vote. And, I've got the pen and and I'm doing it. And then I said to the ladies, as another lady, because they got a whole crew in there, a whole team. I said, now what? She goes, now you got to cast your vote. And she takes my piece of paper with all my votes on it. And I go, little privacy, please. She goes, oh, sorry. I'm like, what the fuck? Everybody wants to know who I'm endorsing, who I'm voting for. Little privacy, lady. I said that to her. Little privacy, please. Can I get some privacy? She apologizes. I'm like, don't be sniffing down my back to see what I'm doing, who I'm voting for. I don't know you. Back up, creepo. Screw you, creepo. She took that shit seriously when I said a little privacy, please, because she's sniffing around. Anyway, I gave her the piece of paper, and I'm thinking, worried about election fraud? Worried about ballot tampering? This is just some rinky-dinky shit. Voting for the president of the United States in 2024 with all the technology, all the computers, all the phones, all the wild, crazy CGI, AI shit you can do, and you take this, I don't know, it's like 1.5 feet, maybe 2 foot long piece of paper, huge, and they stick it in a machine, and you could pick the machine up. I mean, it's not like this machine is, locked into the ground. It just seems real janky, really fucking janky. And boom, they gave me the sticker. I got the fucking sticker, and boom, that's it. I cast my ballot. Now, the big question that I'm not even telling you guys, and I feel like the listeners of the I Am Rapaport Serial Podcast, I've said this once, I'll say it many times. You guys get to know me, whether you like it or not. Get to know me, whether you care or not. Get to hear me in a way that even a lot of my friends and family don't get to hear me. I feel like I am the most disruptive, but the most vulnerable on this podcast. I am the most truly myself. I scream, I laugh, I cry on this podcast. However, I will not be articulating who I am voting for a few reasons. Number one, I think it's cool that people want to know. And you got to realize how fucking low the bar is if people are interested in who Michael Rapaport voted for. You got to realize how low the bar is. I realize it. It's insane. Because I posted, of course, one of these gratuitous, obnoxious, I voted stickers with me with my I voted sticker, and people like DMing me, calling me, texting me, leaving comments. Who'd you vote for? Who'd you vote for? Who'd you vote for? And like I told the lady a thing, little fucking privacy, please. And I know that means, well, did you actually, could you have voted for Dick Stain Donald Trump, Gringo Mandingo? Does that mean? No. And part of the reason why I won't reveal who I voted for is because publicly, so many people who lapped up, and I mean lapped it up like hungry dogs, hungry pigs. You ever see pigs eat? They lapped up all my rants about Trump. My Dick Stain Donald Trumps, my Pig Dick Donald Trumps, my January 6th rants, my Yuck Mouth Rudy Giuliani rants. So many people who literally fawned, adored all the things I said about Pig Dick Donald Trump have said absolutely, positively nothing regarding the 101 hostages that are still in Gaza, the barbarian, savage attack that took place in Israel on October 7th, 2023, the fact that Israel is still under attack every single day from the horrors from Hezbollah and looming attacks from various other Iranian proxies and Iran itself. So many people have not even said the bare minimum of free the hostages. And those people that bathed in my Dick Stain Donald Trump rants, who loved my opinion about Dick Stain Donald Trump, who have said absolutely nothing. You don't get to know who I vote for. You don't get to know what my opinions are. The only opinion you should be privy to, the only opinion that I will share with you is that the 101 hostages have now been in captivity for 390 days. There are 13 women in captivity for 390 days. There are 7 Americans in captivity for 390 days. There is a kid born in New York City where I am recording this I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast in captivity. Don't talk to me about the New York Knicks, the New York Giants, the New York Islanders, the New York Rangers, or New York State of Mind if you got nothing to say about the young man from New York, born in New York City, who is still being held hostage as I'm recording this podcast. I don't give a fuck what you think about anything except for that. That is the most pressing, important thing to me outside of my own personal life, my own safety, my own health, my family's health, and all that stuff. You don't get to know, ask, be curious. You've had a year, 13 months to say free the hostages, the bare minimum, and motherfuckers haven't said it. So don't worry about who I voted for, why I'm voting, or anything like that. It's free the fucking hostages, protect Israel at all times, period. End of story, end of conversation.
I Am Rapaport Podcast.
I went super duper viral. I think 5 million people saw this rant that I did the other day. I've said this before on this podcast about all this pig dick Donald Trump comparisons to Hitler. It offends me. Donald Trump, pig Donald Trump, call him whatever you want. I've given you gem after gem for years, but stop with the Hitler shit. Stop with the Hitler shit. Do not refer to Hitler and the Holocaust, the actual greatest slaughter and actual genocide of the Jewish people ever, for attention and political gain. Stop it. That Nazi rally that took place in Madison Square Garden in 1939 was just that, an actual true blue Nazi rally. So are you saying that anyone and everyone who shows up at Madison Square Garden for this upcoming Trump rally is a Nazi? That's a Nazi rally? Get the out of here. What kind of rallies are happening on the college campuses in New York City, in Union Square, where they're waving Hamas flags and kissing Yahya Sinwar photos? What kind of rallies are that? Do not mention the Holocaust, Hitler, to score political points when you ignore the greatest slaughter of Jews since the actual Holocaust, which happened on October 7th. All this Hitler talk, all this Holocaust talk, with so little Holocaust studies in schools. Do not bring up Hitler and Nazis when there are 101 hostages. 101 hostages, and you say nothing about them. Cut the shit. Do not use Nazis and Hitler for your agenda when you haven't mentioned the 13 women that are still being held captive today while you're wearing your futurist female t-shirt. It's disgusting. It's disrespectful to the victims and survivors of the Holocaust and to the real-time victims and survivors and the hostages of October 7th. Stop it. Hitler is Hitler. The Holocaust is the Holocaust. And weaponizing Hitler, weaponizing the Holocaust for votes and for leverage for your agenda it must mean you care about Jewish people's history. It must mean that you care about Jewish people's safety. And if you're so loose with your mouth with Trump is like Hitler, there was a Nazi rally at Madison Square Garden, this, that, and third, that must mean that you have some concern about the safety, the sovereignty, and the protection of Jews. Well, if that means so much to you, there's a lot you can do today. There's a lot you can do today. And so many of these bullshit artists have said absolutely, positively nothing. Trump is like Hitler, free the hostages. You think what happened in Madison Square Garden was like a Nazi rally? What the fuck is happening on college campuses? What the fuck is happening on Columbia University? What the fuck is happening in Washington Square Park every single afternoon? What the fuck is happening when people say no Zionists allowed? Fuck you. You don't give a fuck. You're weaponizing Hitler. You're weaponizing Holocaust. You're weaponizing atrocities against Jews for votes and your personal agenda. I'm not the one, Jack. I'm not the one, Jack. Sorry. But I encourage everybody to get out there and vote. My voting experience was easy. It was pretty much uneventful. And it was no lines, no kookiness, no chaos, no craziness. So vote, vote, vote. And it'll all be coming to an end. Hopefully we can move on with our lives. Hopefully we can move on with our lives after the 4th. Or is it the 5th? Sorry, the 5th. November 5th. Which also next week is daylight savings time. That comes to an end. The party is over with that. I wish they could split it down the middle. Because I like daylight savings. But then sometimes I don't like daylight. I wish they could split it down the middle. People say they should just eliminate it all around. I don't know how that would work. Is this a thing, a made-up thing? Because, for the summer and to enjoy, I don't know. But that's coming to an end. So remember to set your clock. What is it? Spring forward. What is it? Spring forward. Set your clock back. Set your clock back on November 3rd. And I hope you have your clock set for your fantasy football. I hope you have your clock set to kick ass. I did a nice ass kicking. A real nice ass kicking. I beat this guy real nice, and I beat him real proper. My guy G-Spin in my money league. Fucked him real good. And my guys finally were in full bloom. I don't know why. I mean, this guy Tua Tagovailoa, he came back. He had my Miami machine moving and grooving. And I was able to pull out that win. We won. We won by a good amount. The Stern Show, I took a beating. I actually got to go do the Stern Show, the Stern Wrap-Up Show. I saw Bowie in real life. Super John Hine and Baba Bowie. And I'm looking at those fucking teeth, and I'm like, wow. I think about those teeth. I dream about those teeth. I tricked him into saying a few things. He's so dumb. I love Bowie, but he is dumb. He is just a big fucking, just a dumb. But fantasy football, we're halfway through the season. We're halfway through the season, and at the tipping point, the very, very beginning. Is it the tipping point? No, the very beginning, the tip, just the tip, no Diddy, of the beginning of the NBA season. It's the golden era of sports right fucking now. I am so happy to have the NBA back. And it's sad because it's the last season of the NBA on TNT before, I don't know where it's going to be, Netflix, Peacock, Amazon. And I am so glad all the teams in the NBA took the preseason seriously. They came out in shape, and the stars are starring, having the Knicks back in the world's most famous arena. The Garden is fantastic. They beat the shit out of the Pacers, exorcised some demons from that Game 7 loss, which I was at, where like everybody got beaten up. Everybody, fell apart that game. Bully Ball Brunson, Jalen Bully Ball Brunson, who fractured that hand in Game 7. He looks amazing. I just need the guy to stay healthy. He makes me nervous. He hits the floor a lot because he's bully ball. But I love watching him. I love watching him. Cat, Bridges, they're getting comfortable. I want OG to remain aggressive because when he's aggressive, that's when the Knicks are at their best. I feel like it'll take 20 games for them to really find their groove. Josh Hart, flying around, got his first double-double of the season. Miles McBride, deuce. The deuce is loose. He's electric off the bench. I am a little concerned about the rest of the bench until Precious Achua and even Mitchell Robinson return. And I think the rookie Tyler Kolek is the real deal, but right now he's behind Campaign on the rotation. Listen, it's early. It's early, but the Knicks look good. I feel really good about where the Knicks are. And I'll give you my knee-jerk thoughts in the East. Like I said in my predictions last week, the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers, they've come out as expected, hot, scorching hot out of the gate. Both teams are deep, no Bruno. Both teams love to drain threes, and I expect them to be kicking ass all season long. Orlando Magic, haven't said this in years. The Orlando Magic is tough. They grind you down on defense. They punished Miami on opening night, and they have a very, very bright future ahead of them. The Orlando Magic, yes, there I said it. The Heat are obviously going to be around as long as they're big three. Jimmy Butler, Scary Terry Rozier, and Bam Adebayo are staying in the lineup. Everybody needs to stay healthy. And Tyler Hero. The Bucks look like shit so far. It's 2 games in as of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. The Pacers look like shit so far. I don't care about them. I can't stand them. Can't stand Reggie Miller's teeth. Can't stand anything about the Pacers. The chemistry doesn't look all the way there. It's not time to sound the alarm, but I am a little surprised that the Bucks came out so sluggish. The Pistons are better than they were last season, but that is not saying a lot. But that kid, Cade Cunningham, is a fucking star. Glad to see LaMelo Ball back in Charlotte. I can't figure out if LaMelo Ball is just super duper talented. He doesn't give a fuck. He only cares about himself, doesn't care about winning. I can't figure him out. I love watching him play. He's very unselfish. I feel like he does care. He just got such a weird, really fucking weird personality, that LaMelo Ball. Brandon Miller needs to get back in the lineup, and they need to see if that combination will work. And the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid, Paul George, it's play or slay. You guys are getting paid so much fucking money. And I know injuries happen, but Joel Embiid and Paul George, if you guys really want to compete for a championship, you have to play. It can't be like, this fragile thing. The Lakers in the West, LeBron James had a fucking triple-double the other night. The Lakers and the Thunder have come out hot. JJ Redick has installed a nice offense. The ball is moving. And I think JJ Redick is going to be a good coach. I don't think he's like a little LeBron disciple. I think he's tough. I think he's got his own point of view. And I think that LeBron, whether he's a disciple or not, likes playing for him. And he seems active and excited. And again, 2 games into it. And the Thunder are just young and active. Although my guy, Chet Holmgren, I think you're 22. What's with the beard, the Abe Lincoln beard? Your beard is weird. To quote the great Machine Gun Kelly, your beard is weird. The Grizzlies are going to be back to grinding on teams every night after being a complete shit show last year. Buddy Hield and the Golden State Warriors, they got a nice deep bench. No Diddy. But my man Steph Curry tweaked his ankle. He's going to be out for a few games. The Kings and the Nuggets have not won yet. Again, 2 games in. But that really doesn't matter. But the West is deep, no Diddy. And it's going to be a war every single night, no Diddy. I didn't need to say no Diddy there, but I did. And the Clippers have been a pleasant surprise in their fancy new arena. They got a nice new home court. Shit looks dope. Super duper high tech court out there in Killer Cali, over there in not Burbank. What's the name of the city? What the fuck is it? Not Irvine. What's the name of that place where the Lakers used to play? Inglewood, over there in Inglewood. I think it's actually in Inglewood. And Phoenix is improved. They got the rookie out of Virginia, Ryan Dunn, and Bradley Beal is somehow, some way hurt again. We'll see how far Booker and the big spitter can take them. But the NBA is back. It's early. But that fucking tournament, shit, that's next month. That's why those guys came into camp ready to rock and roll, because there's money on the line for that tournament, which still nobody could explain. The Jets suck in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers, you brought the circus to town. You fuck. You brought the circus to town, and there's an excuse after excuse after, like, you're just not a leader. You're not happy there. But it was a crazy week in the NFL. The sports books took a bath. People betting on tight ends to do well on national tight ends. What the fuck is this, man? You don't make your bets based on like these cutesy things. Oh, it's National Tight Ends Day. Get the fuck out of here. People were winning thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on parlaying if particular tight ends would score a touchdown, and losing. It was capped off by the man who created the pseudo holiday. You know that George the Animal Kittle of the San Francisco 49ers, apparently he had something to do with coming up with National Tight End Day, and the 49ers fucked the Dallas Cowboys. I would put into things that make me happy in sports: Dallas Cowboys sucking, Boston Red Sox sucking, and the Philadelphia Eagles sucking as my top, and the Patriots. But they suck on their own now. Historically, the things that make me most happy: the Boston Red Sox, Dallas Cowboys, and the Philadelphia Eagles sucking, respectfully. Those things are three things in sports that always make me happy.
I Am Rapaport Podcast.
There were incredible games. I was in and out of the Chicago Bears. DJ Moore, I don't want to get into it. But Chicago versus Washington was a low-scoring slugfest until the fourth quarter. And we all saw the play. Jaden Daniels is a tough kid. Quicksilver, moves in and out of the pocket. He's chill. Accuracy is amazing. Hail fucking Mary. He's looking like definitely the rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels, so far. Hopefully he stays healthy. Caleb Williams, I don't know what your fucking deal is, man. I don't know what your fucking deal is, but it's not going as good as it's going for Jaden Hail Mary Daniels. Another rookie quarterback who deserves a little shine is Bo Nix in Denver. Bo Nix. Bo Nix is a sick name, but Bo Nix in Denver is good. He carved up the Carolina defense real nice and real proper. He's big, he's mobile, and he isn't afraid to be a leader. And of course, Denver and Coach Sean Payton have been one of the biggest surprises so far. Coach Payton, friend of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. The Detroit Lions are the Super Bowl favorite. The Detroit Lions are for real. Their offense is explosive. Jared Goff didn't even play his best, and they still put up 50 fucking points against Tennessee. 50 fucking points. Detroit football is the real deal. The Ravens, you play around with your food, you get chewed. You got chewed up real nice, like a crab leg. Famous Jameis Winston was eating a crab leg back in college. That should have been an easy fucking win for Baltimore D. Henry. But the Browns and their fans, who have not had much to cheer about, they came away with a victory over Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens. And like I said, the Jets, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Even Drake May got knocked out of the game, and average ayahuasca Aaron Rodgers, you got no one to blame but yourself. I mean, the defense hasn't been great also, but average Aaron Rodgers, you got no one to blame but your bad attitude and your fucking self. What are you going to say on ESPN this week? What are you going to say? Go back to not speaking. Aaron Rodgers, you were winning when you weren't speaking. And like I said, I won my money league. I prayed all Saturday for there to be a shootout in Arizona versus Miami, and my dreams came true. Kyler, Achian, Tariq the Freak, they all did their thing. I'm glad Tua is back. Stay healthy. Slide. Get on your Ricky Henderson shit. Get on your Pete Rose shit. Slide. Miami lost, but I'm not here for the Miami Dolphins. Okay? I did win some money. I listened to my captains, and I took Arizona as a plus 300 live, and I cashed that ticket real nice and real proper. But the Eagles, the Falcons, the Bills, the Texans, all those teams also are probably better than anybody wants to give credit for, including me, because I can't stand the fucking Eagles. Jalen Hurts. But 8 weeks are in the NFL books. The Chiefs remain undefeated. And listen, it's early, but it is not impossible for the Kansas City Chiefs to go undefeated. It's never easy to win every single game. And my homeboy's not playing his best, but maybe the best is yet to come. Listen, I am having a fucking blast watching football, basketball. It's high drama, day in, day out, day in and night out. And if you're putting money where your mouth is, just consider joining Captain Picks, okay? I am putting a link in the description of this episode. There's show notes, okay? The show notes in this episode for you to get the first week for $15, and trust me, you'll make so much more. Come with me, and you'll see that the captains are always cooking. Come with me, and you'll see that the captains are always cooking at CaptainPicksDiggity.com. Link for everything is in the show notes. What else is going on? I don't know what else is going on. I don't know what else is happening. There's so much happening. I'm going to Jacksonville to see my mother-in-law for a couple of days, and then I'm coming back. And like I said, next week I am going to be on the road. Indianapolis, November 7th. Chicago, November 8th. I'll be in Boston the 21st. And I'm excited about those shows. I'm excited about moving forward after this fucking election. I'm excited about the NBA. I'm excited about the NFL. I'm excited about you listening to another high-flying, disruptive episode of the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, officially the world's most disruptive podcast. Google it. Look it up. We are the world's most disruptive podcast. Anyway, I'm done. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, and make sure you stay safe, stay sane, but while doing both, stay super duper disruptive. I'm out. Miles Jordan, a.k.a. the Bleach Brothers, a.k.a. the Dust Brothers. Take me out of it with something real nice. Take me out of here with something real loud, but most importantly, take me out of here with something real funky. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Peace.